Okay, so we've generated 3 new extensions: activities, activity types, and project types. And we're able to list them. We've got a few in the database here, create new ones. And the next step is to take what's in the database and list them out within this HTML that we have. So loop through the database and create one of these cards based on everything in the database. So here's what that index looks like by default. It's just a basic loop through each activities, and it's making a list item of them. So we're going to turn this into turn this into the actual full index that we have there. So first we'll grab the HTML from here that Luke wrote. And we need to find, so what we've been up to, we need to find where each card is. So it's a service card wrapper inside a call section. So that's one card. So we're going to take that and put it inside, put our loop around this. We'll go through each activity, and then we can delete the other hard-coded items, because we have each of these first glimpse and stuff. So just delete each of those. Okay, so now all we've got is just go through each activity and put in this one card. And then now highlight should be the activity type. That's the title of that. And we don't have this relationship built yet, so I'm just going to comment this out. And then this web, I'm going to comment this one out too, because and this is the project type. And this icon would be the icon. This pamphlet design is the subtitle. So we're just replacing each of the hard-coded things with dynamic things from the database, from our activity here. View a web project is view a project type project, which again we don't have. And then here is the client. And then the image is the featured image. So we'll just put in the URL to the thumbnail of the featured image. and this whole thing should be a link to the actual activity. So this is the URL for it. So we'll put that up here. And I think that should do it. So now these three activities should be listed on the index page. Like this. So there's some things missing. We don't have the project type. It just says view project, not view what type of project. And it doesn't have the highlight or behind the scenes, but we've grabbed these three out and shown them in this way. So now we'll just make this sort by drop down. Instead of this hard-coded list, we'll make it the list of project types. So we'll just find the sort by. I changed this to filter by, and inside the select drop down, we'll just put an all, and then go through each project type and list their title. And then now we get all web, film, print. They don't work, but at least we're listing them based on the database. So the next step is to link these activities with an activity type and a project type. So the way we're going to do that is when we're editing one of these activities, I'm going to just put a drop down in the side menu here to select what project and what activity type these are. So we'll grab from, so I'm in the form here, right underneath the featured image. I'm just going to grab a drop down I've done on another project and put it in a sidebar section. And there's an extra plus button that we don't need. This just gives us our drop down formatting. This is a collection select for an activity. An activity type ID is the attribute we're using. Activities, activity type. Grab all of them that we loop through and grab their ID and show their title. And they have this extra class of form control when we list them to show them right. And we'll do that for a project type as well. We don't need this hidden field for project type anymore. Project type ID. Grab all the project types, grab their title as well. So that gives us the drop down, and now we need to actually create the relationship. So in the model, we already belong to a featured image. We are related to an image, so we just do activity type and a project type. So that allows us to go in and edit an activity, and what we see is these drop downs for what activity type it is and what project type. So this is a web highlight, and we can go over to this video series one and say this is a behind the scenes of film. Okay. And then now we're going to go in and change how it, make sure those show up in our index. So the activity type, we'll just uncomment that, and the project type one as well. We won't do the icon because we don't have those correct yet, but we'll do the title. And then now we should be able to see in our index, you can see there, highlight web, behind the scenes film. They're linked up. So the colors aren't working because we don't, and the icons. So I need to get those strings right, but other than that, it's pretty much there.